You bring up a few other things that I completely forgot to mention. Shame on me. Was the law and order piece. I remember watching in Portland and Seattle, the chop zone, where this complete group of hoodlums took over like the downtown. Was it Portland or Seattle? It was called the chop zone or the Chaz. And the mayor of that city was calling it the summer of love. Women were being raped. And your father-in-law wanted to send in the guard and clean it all up. And you're watching from the sidelines as Los Angeles is descending into riots and but people aren't allowed to visit their loved ones in the hospital. They're not allowed to go to church. I'm not religious personally, but I respect everybody's right to worship as they choose. They're not allowed to go to their synagogues, their churches, but you're letting complete chaos reign in the streets of the blue cities. And I thought, oh my God, like we need somebody to come in here who believes in law and order. That never would have been my top priority until all hell broke loose. Plus, I'm anti-war. And all of a sudden, under Biden, my God, we're like looking at a catastrophe with China and Taiwan, and we're now in this proxy war with Russia. I don't follow geopolitics. I don't get it. All I know is we're in these wars or funding them all over the world since he wasn't in office. Is that going to stop? How is he going to resolve that? Do you think that his promise, shutting all of this down very quickly into his presidency, is an empty promise, or do you think he can actually get that done?
Oh, he's going to get it done. And look, I saw my father-in-law, this may have been the week, Jillian, after he was elected. I saw him in his office on the phone with nearly every Middle Eastern leader out there, and they all said the same things to him. They said, we want the killing to stop. We want the war to end. We want peace, and we know you can make it happen. This is a man who's been elected as president-elect for maybe a week at that point. Right. They all called him and they all rallied around him because they want the killing to end. They want the war to stop as well. And they understand, like we understand, that when America leads from a place of strength, that is good for the rest of the world. And we want to see that happen. I do believe he's going to end these wars, the Middle Eastern conflict, the war between Russia and Ukraine. And, you know, it's amazing because the mistakes made by the Biden-Harris administration that led us to this point were all very preventable. You know, it started with Afghanistan, the exit from Afghanistan, the weakness we showed on the world stage.
Right.
It was disaster and embarrassing and all of those things. But I do believe that he's going to take care of it. And he put out a very strong message for Hamas. He said the hostages need to be released. If they are not released by the time I am inaugurated and am actually president of the United States, I believe he said exactly, there will be hell to pay. And you know what? People don't want to test it out because they know Donald Trump means business. They saw it in the first term in office.
Right.
They know what that means now. And so, yes, I believe that these conflicts are going to be ended and in relatively